All right, folks, what's up? Happy Thursday. Thankfully, Thursday. The week is almost done. Hope everybody's week has been good so far. Mine has been awesome. I start my second week class today actually, and we go from there. I know I keep talking about it, but I'm anxious. I'm anxious to get it going and to get fall officially and well underway and get to Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff. So anywho, like I said, I hope your week's going well. The answer to the previous trivia question, jumping right into it, was none other than Blockbuster Video. Man, you kids don't even know what you missed out on with Blockbuster Video. Blockbuster Video was the bomb. It was a pretty successful story, too. Pretty successful company in its heyday. Although, in the history of things, in the grander scheme of things, it was kind of short-lived. So very small-scale video store operations back in the day, with kind of a mom-and-pop store feel to them, quite frankly, were nothing new into the great 80s. In fact, I can remember going to one in my hometown. It was a trailer that a family had just built. It was just a family-owned trailer, and you went in there, and there were videos that you could buy and rent. And this that tells you how old I am. That was back in the day. Now these are local and mostly privately owned stores that featured a limited selection of titles, right? So a man named David Cook comes along. Enter David Cook. He was working for oil companies in Texas, and he was providing computer software services. And it was this experience, and coupled with managing huge databases, that proved very helpful in driving an innovative concept he would go on to not only develop, but also perfect when it came to stocking a store with a warehouse type of inventory of movie rentals. This is one of those things that cross-references. This guy had a talent and a skill for handling huge databases. And again, you hear me talk about, he found a business niche. He saw an opportunity there, honed in. He took advantage of it. He beefed this concept of warehouse type of inventory of movie rentals. He beefed that concept up on steroids, basically, and perfected the one-stop shop concept of video rental business. He also branded it exceptionally, which is something that's worth noting as well. Remember those old ticket stub signs that said Blockbuster Video? Very well branded. Every time you saw one, you knew exactly what it meant and where to go to. The first Blockbuster store opened up on October 19th, 1985 in Dallas, Texas. That was the focus of the trivia question. And it had an inventory of 8,000 VHS tapes and over 2,000 beta tapes. Oh, man, beta tapes. Golly, that's going back. You kids, I'm telling you, you don't even know what you missed. The VHS, Be Kind Rewind. Come on now. All you Generation Xers out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, following very early success, all the millennials and everybody younger than that are out there going, man, I don't even know what Michael's talking about at this point in time. But anyways, following very early success from the company's first stores, Cook built a $6 million warehouse in Garland, Texas. Now, this point is significant, too. He did this to help sustain and support future growth as well as stock inventory. Again, large database experience. He cross-referenced this with building a huge warehouse. Now, this allowed new stores to open quickly, and that equated to expansion. Another one of Cook's concepts, again from his computer background, was that Blockbuster would often custom tailor a store's inventory to its neighborhood based on local demographics. And folks, this is early versions. And when you break this down and bottom line things, what this guy, Mr. Cook, did, these are early versions of data crunching, evaluative predictions and formations on what the local community liked or would like. Remember, this guy's a computer whiz. Right? This is what he does. He data crunches early and generic versions of what Netflix does now when you create a watch list or an account profile, and they track and trace all your points and clicks, right? Same concept, just early 1980s generic version of it. Same concept with huge warehouses, right? This was a big hit, as you can imagine. Literally overnight, rapid expansion and addition of new stores suddenly popped up everywhere. Suddenly, going to a Blockbuster store after a hard day's work, headed home to the wife and kids for an after-dinner movie and relaxation, became a staple of the day and a routine for household. That's very important to point out. Remember those keychains? Once you establish that, those little Blockbuster keychains, once you establish that, you could build on top of that. We had memberships, right? You could go to the store and get popcorn if you wanted to. I remember Blockbuster had everything. It was the one-stop shop. Grab a movie, grab everything you need, and head home. Weekends even took on a different meaning altogether with the Blockbuster in your neighborhood. And this was especially the case. Remember, this is the 1980s. At this time, most people owned a VCR. Again, you're taking advantage of all the resources, all the boxes to check out, and you're honing in on that and creating a massive, huge, successful business. That's exactly what Blockbuster Video was. Now, the downside of that, and then the mid-1990s come along, the dot-com era ushers in, okay, and the digital video disc, DVD, made its debut in 1997. Blockbuster really made good efforts to keep up with that. Suddenly VHSs were cycled out. You'd go into a Blockbuster and there'd be nothing but DVDs in there, right? But then a company called Netflix, you may have heard of them, an online DVD rental service was founded. And around that same time, another company that you may have heard of called Amazon launched a video and DVD store. Blockbuster would go on to face additional competition from the rise of pay-per-view as that era ushered in and on-demand movie services through which viewers could pay for and watch movies instantly in their own homes. Wow. Remember when this came out, everybody said, never catch on. Now this is the only thing we do, right? This was a big hit to Blockbuster Videos and all the brick and mortar stores, right? They went from a big hit to massive bankruptcy very, very quickly, almost just as fast, right? In 2010, here's some stats. Blockbuster corporate filed for bankruptcy, going from over 9,000 stores in 2004 to a mere 1,700 struggling corporate locations. By April of 2011, they were being auctioned off, and the winning bid of only $320 million went to Dish Network. You guys remember Dish Network? Again, you kids don't even know what I'm talking about. Dishes. What's a dish? I don't know. A dish? That's something you eat food off of. Anyways, I don't even know if Dish Network is still around. Dish Network slowly began closing stores everywhere as far as Blockbusters were concerned. This left only a few franchise locations around the world, and at the end of March of 2019, even as recent as 2019, only one Blockbuster store remains, and it still does to this day. There is one Blockbuster left. It's in Bend, Oregon, and it's kind of taken on a whole life of its own. It's a famous location for being the only Blockbuster left where you can still go to a brick and mortar store and get a DVD. It's still there today. And the owner is a family, and they attribute most of their success just to Bend, Oregon's tourism and the fact that they're the only one left and still hanging on to this day. Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a great time to be alive when those were around, for sure. All right, folks, let's do this day right here, right now, this very thankful Thursday for October 20th with a brand new trivia question. Check this out. See if you can keep up with this. On this day in 1973, in a crazy series of events that stemmed from the Watergate scandal, President Nixon fires the U.S. Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General after they both refused to fire the special prosecutor, who was finally fired by the Solicitor General. Now, this whole mess became known in history as this. Good luck, folks. You guys have a rockin' Thursday, and keep up the good work, and thanks for all you do. It's a privilege to be on your team. Peace out.